right, it is December 8th. We are on our way in here to Crane to start the radio silence, which is a good time for me. I'm starting into my winter. The longer weight work now will be editing, answered comments, things of that sort. It won't be so much on getting video. The only video I'll be getting from now till we come out of radio silence will be, shop projects, sawmill projects, stuff to that nature. So we'll see you on the other side. Coming in. Big D's already on his way in. And I thought I lost my wallet. I didn't think I was going to make it in today. You got to have everything just right. This is a thing of safety, or our country's safety. I'm gonna shut this off, get serious. I'll see y'all in a few months. I have to clean up before I go into this video on the carriage. If you don't want to see an update on the logging and equipment stuff for the rolling stock, skip ahead to this minute right here that I have wrote down on the video and pick right back up. If not, stay tuned. I'm going to catch you all up on the situation we got going on with the rolling stock. Now that we're moved into Crane and we're logging in there, I'm actually editing this, which is kind of peculiar because I've got to my editing. In my editing, I've got to the point to where the 8th of December we moved in. While I was at the Midwest Filers meeting, the 8th of April, we moved out. Big Mama and Big Daddy and Stevie and Roger and Derek and all them and Robin, they got done and moved out. So we went exactly from the 8th of December to the 8th of April in Crane, logging the whole time in total radio silence. In that period of time, we've had some breakdowns. We're bringing our equipment in. It's all in rough shape. Stevie's got welding to do on his rig. I have leaks to fix on my rig. Roger's got a pile of leaks and some loose falling off parts. Big Mama's boom has a packing kit to put on her jib boom cylinder and check for cracks. And I dinked her teeth the other day running with the grapples. I tried to sharpen the teeth on the knuckle boom grapple and it didn't work. Grapple got sharper. Big Daddy has a busted windshield in his bulldozer. We're gonna have to get fixed, and dozer number 1. And I guess that's, and Whitey. Whitey runs a DT466E International motor. It's a really good motor. It's not overblessed with power, but it don't have to be. It's nothing that, it ain't like Whitey's getting in any road races or anything. But that truck was a pump truck. Whitey was a pump truck for a utility company somewhere out west. I don't think it was a Texas truck. I think it was an Oklahoma truck. And it was for a city, like a bigger city or something like that. And when they would blow a water main, Whitey had this big pump that was hydraulically driven behind the cab. And they'd pull Whitey up to the leak, because it's four-wheel drive, so it get kind of to the leak where the leak's at, and they would use the motor on Whitey to pump the oil out of the hole so they could fix their oil main, or their water mains, when they get a bust in the pipe and stuff like that. So Whitey, the point that I'm getting at, is Whitey has about 13,000 something hours on it, but it only has 90,000 miles. But it's racked up all them hours because it spent a lot of its time running the PTO. So, that all being said, we're pushing water like crazy. It's like Mount St. Helens in the plastic tank up in the water, the antifreeze tank. So we're gonna have to make a decision. We've been dumping money in this thing through knick-knack fixes and stuff like that, and Big Mama's like, this is the last time we're going in that motor and working on it. We're going to re-up that motor. And it's a good motor. The only reason we're screwing with it is because it's basically A lot of times when motors get old and feeble, they get to be a little bit of a pain in the butt right before it's time for the overhaul. And we're convinced it's getting right at that time. Just from a hunch. It's just from, we're not doing oil analysis and stuff like that. But the reman, we could buy a long block DT466E for, we think, $5,000-ish. So I don't know if that's before or after. I have to investigate it more. Anyways, let me stop spilling about that, because that's not what this video is for. What this video is for, in the mill, we call it opening up the log. I'm not the sharpest sawmiller in the world. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. Got some good people training me. Is we bring a log in, we take the bark off of it with the debarker. Now, after the debarker goes the head saw. And what the head saw does is logs come round. But you don't sell round boards, do you? You're selling flat boards. So you're going to have to make the round log a box. And then you're going to have to saw the box. There's a lot to this process. It's not a simple process. The defect zone, where the tree was real tiny when it was growing as a sapling, where it was really tiny, the center of the log has what they call the defect zone. And the higher you get on a tree, closer to the canopy where all the limbs are, that's defects. So the bottom of the tree or the outside of the tree, depending on what part of the tree, up or down or bottom or top or you're on, your defect zone is everything. You're trying to stay far out as you can on the log. You're trying to stay away from knots and stuff like that best you can. You want to put your knots up in a corner of the cant best you can. The next crucial thing is how big of opening face do you make? How far into the log do you go? And how do you make it, So a face board, it has the bare minimum requirements of 6 inches wide by 96 inches long. So in them bare minimum requirements, you have to open a log up to that. Now, if you're not sawing a face board, if you're sawing a one common board, the bare minimum requirements that we sell, it's not actually the bare minimum requirements of face, is a 4-inch wide by 6 foot long board. Okay, so as you're a sawyer, just imagine being a sawyer, which I am not one. So I'm putting words kind of in their mouth. And anybody that watches this as sawyers or sawmillers or anybody that you think you can help, comment down below. If I can catch your comments and I'm not too covered up with stuff to do, I'll try to get your comments and throw them up top so you can help educate all of us. But this sawyer is sitting there looking at that log, and he positions that log where it goes, and he's going to take his opening face. We call that opening up the log. That first face, what that does is that sets how your log's going to be sawn. When you cut that first when you cut that first flat face on that log, that decides how you're going to cut the other 4 sides of the box. So it's crucial. You want it as far out of the log as you can get it, because you're staying away from the defect zone, which pulls down the price of your lumber. And it's too much. It's too much for a human to do, especially if a human's in a hurry. Okay, like we are, because other people's waiting on that job too. So Clearman Manufacturing, with the help from Dan Took and one of the Lewises, I believe. Sorry, don't hold me to that. I'll try to look that up if I can. But anyways, Clearman Manufacturing is selling a scanner now. And it's a really good scanner. It's called, just the Clearman scanner, I believe. And this thing, what it does is it'll scan the log and use triangulation, kind of like a modern surveyor uses. So it shoots laser beams straight down. It shoots 32 lasers, if I got that right, 32. I think 32 lasers is shooting down. And it's got 12 cameras. No, it's got way more than 32 lasers. It's going to have 36 lasers. And it's going to have 12 cameras. And them cameras, where they go down and they hit them lasers through the triangulation, where the points meet and all this stuff, the computer back behind the cab can decide exactly where that log is. And it can decide exactly how that log's shape is. It's a wonderful thing. It's very expensive, but it's a wonderful thing, and it is a daggone game changer. So we're going to try to put one of these in. It's a chunk of money, but we're going to try to get it installed and help get us up to power. A sawmill that me and the guys has actually been to before, Frick Lumber, is a very good company. A lot of history. I wished I would have did my due diligence and got some more footage of this, but I didn't. Okay, so we're going to have to pick up here. This is all I got from Frick's, but you can kind of see how their scanner sets. We're kind of seeing how their scanner sets. How we got to put this in, how they're using it, and stuff like to that nature. We're kind of testing and kicking the tires on this thing. So here we are at Frick Lumber, and if anybody from Frick watches this, thanks a lot. And the mechanic, the maintenance man that took us around, I forgot your name. I think it was a Chris, a Matt, or I forget, but he knew who Larder Wade was, and I appreciate that, buddy. My ego really likes that. But I wanted to thank all you guys for letting us in and letting us do this. And like I said, I feel awkward recording in these places and stuff like that, so it's hard for me to say, hey, can I bring a camera into your establishment? Which a lot of people don't welcome that, and I understand 100%. So I don't want to overstep my bounds, and I don't want to do nothing like that. But here is what little bit of footage we got from Frick when we was looking at it.
So then that's it. What did you say, just high enough and don't bump along? Yeah. But low enough to where it can feed in. It's gonna fire up there just a second. Oh, it's a suction blower. See it sucking it in? About a year ago. This has been hard on everybody to get this back going again. It's kind of a big deal. These guys got it rolling again. It's your regenerative drive here. I don't know if it's AC or DC. Oh, I think it's DC, I don't know. Dual cable drive. They said Franny rebuilt that carriage. It took them 3 months. That's all it took. And through their system to get that carriage worked over. That carriage went through the fire. Look how good it turned out.
This thing is space age.
All right, this one right here. That's your rollers. That's your speed. You can go as slow as you want.
That is very cool.
That handles up and down. Your head.
That is very cool.
And these will not go up, or that head will not go down if them are up. You gotta be all the way down for the head to go.
Wow. And you can drop down it.
You can drop down, it ain't gonna touch them. About 8-inch log, you're good.
That is very cool. Ring 'em ball!
And then this one.
Hang
you
on,
got-
let him sit down there. It's too quiet in here.
Alright.
Hang on, Rig Ball, listen.
This lever forward and back is your carriage. That's your rollers. Your other handle over there, them 2 buttons. Yeah. Push one of them and hit your flippers. Kicks your log in. And then you turn your handle to the right. I think it is. Yeah. And this handle over here, if you go left or right, it's your chains.
Oh yeah.
All right, now look at the roller switch on the. Did you get the roller switch over there?
Well, we got one of these chairs got one of the little roller switches. I know what that was. Stop on a knot. Well, put some logs on.
You know, everybody uses the tools they're used to. I'm used to playing with these, so this will help me. Okay, we got John Clearman. He come down here to show us what we're doing.
Michael.
Michael, I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. All right, Michael Clearman, come down here and show us what we're doing.
Okay.
Now,
This is your cab. If you're sitting, if you walk
okay, hang
in
on,
the
let me
cab,
stick that to where I just covered it so we can see what you're saying. And I can play this back, and I know what the hell we're doing.
if you walk in the cab, you know, I mean, we're like this.
Yes.
And that tube that runs above the window and above the window.
Yes.
It's easier here to just keep
Oh, yes,
forcing through.
Through the outside of the cab.
The outside the cab, the outside the cab, and this will just go. Usually I stick.
So these can adjust see which way.
Yeah, slide it any which way, and there's 2 monitors go on there.
Wiggles in the bottom there. All right, I got awkward again. I didn't do a good job of recording this or nothing. I just kind of set the camera down because we was busy. Me and Michael was a wealth of information there on this, and he was busy getting me up to speed. And I was going to try to record some of it so we could research it while we're putting the project in, and then some of it to where I could use it on YouTube video too. But I just wanted to come on here. That's encoder wheel and all that mess, and the Joe scanners and stuff over there, and monitors and big box computer and all that PLC and all that mess. Anyways, long story short, that crate is one expensive crate, and Michael and his girlfriend drove down through the night one night in a pickup and delivered in her pickup. So thank you two for that. And I just want to say, I'm gonna try and embarrass them. You two are the cutest couple ever made, and I think they're moving it to the next level. And I think you all ought to. I think you all, just the chemistry I caught from you two. Wow, I think you all's gonna be great. So, anyways, I'll shut up about that, and then let's get to now. We're gonna have to start getting the place cleaned up. We got all our parts in. We got things. Michael ran things through to me and got me off and going. And Dan Took is the controls guy, and he's going to come in and we got to do the physical work as far as positioning, as far as installing the components. And then Dan Took's going to come in and going to me and him are going to wire it, and we're going to set up the software and stuff to be able to operate this thing. And it's and I'm telling you, these guys, Clearman and this. I'm sorry, Dan, I don't remember what the daggone. I'll try to put the links in the description to the Clearman. Of course, most everybody knows Clearman and their reputation. And here we are in our old. This is some pictures I was sending to Dan while he was on the airplane flying down. No, this is before he got on the plane. This is things where Dan's trying to straighten us out on a few things, and there's the encoder wheel having to go there, and then some controls in the cab. And now we're down here cleaning up and getting prepared to do a bunch of fabricating and welding. Got to clean all the sawdust off the floor. Sawmills are very, very flammable. So anytime you go to fart with a sawmill, you got lubricants on the floor. You got a lot of parts that gets lubricated, and you're going to have a lot of parts that a lot of sawdust on the floor and stuff like that. You got to get everything cleaned up. Everything has to be clean as a bean, so that way you can start cutting and welding and that sort of thing. Now, we always keep a firebug in our mill. We do we're not the best at it, but we always try to push to do your hard work permits and try to keep a firebug. I always call it a firebug. Anytime a guy's welding, you got to have another guy with you so as to keep a watch out for fire. If fire starts to grow. When fire's small, not a problem. But if you fart around, and I've done this, I think I don't know if I got that footage on here, but I caught the daggone resaw on fire one time, and it was bad. Almost lost a daggone sawmill over it. And I mean, I have close calls, too many close calls. I had that close call and another close call one time, and it's just, some people have to learn the hard way, and I'm one of them people, but I learned my lesson. So what we do is we clean this thing up, you try to get it clean enough you can eat off of it before you start doing the cutting and welding. That's just part of working on a sawmill. Now, we come in teams, and I think we got Robin. Now, Stevie and Dan was up there working on Old Blue, so we kind of didn't want to take them off their project because Old Blue's very important too. But Derek and Robin and Chris, Rick and Ball, Derek and Pooh, Derek Hall, both Dereks, both Dereks, and Pooh, Mikey, Roger. I didn't mention Roger, didn't I? There's Roger. And then there's some other people up here helping clean. Ham's up here helping to clean, and Ariel, I think, and Mikey and Christian maybe, and who all do I see there? Anyways, everybody's kind of hitting this to get this thing clean because we got to get started on this thing. Got to get it knocked out, get the cleaning knocked out, because basically we're pulling the sawmill down. I think their last saw day was Wednesday. This is first thing Thursday morning, and by the following Tuesday or Wednesday, we want to be sawing with this thing. So we're trying to get this thing worked through and get it put back together and up and going through the weekend. Me and Dan works all weekend to do the electrical. We had the electrical pretty much done Monday morning. Monday morning, we was farting around with, I was cleaning up oddball stuff, and we was farting around with adjustments. And I think we started sawing Tuesday morning. Well, we had some issues. We had a lot of issues getting started. But then we finally got started and going Tuesday morning. But anyways, I'll shut this video off here. In the next video, we'll pick back up with the installation. Thank y'all for watching. Let me like, comments. Let me know what you think. You all really do guide the way I do these. So all comments welcome. Later on, guys, have a good one.